Hello and welcome to the preview show from RamsTV. Derby County are back at Pride Park this afternoon and hoping that Easter Monday will go just as well as Good Friday did. The Rams host MK Dons later. It's another crucial day in the League One promotion fight. And this is why Bolton, Peterborough and Derby all won on Friday, so it's as you were in the race for the playoffs, albeit with another game ticked down. Sheffield Wednesday have slipped out of the top two but could easily end today back on top of the table. Games might be running out for Barnsley's automatic promotion bid and for Wycombe and Portsmouth playoff runs. Games might be running out for MK Dons as well. Today's visitors are 3 points clear of the relegation zone, but have played more games than a couple of the teams below them. It's only recently that they climbed out of danger. More on MK Dons a little later in the programme, but we'll start our build-up to today's game by reminding you that if you can't be at Pride Park Stadium later, you can watch Derby against MK Dons live on RamsTV. Wherever you are, we're available worldwide this afternoon, including in the UK, so get your Game Pass now at dcfc.co.uk. Let's hear from the Derby squad ahead of today's game. James Chester made his return to the first team for Friday's victory at Forest Green after 5 months out and helped the Rams to a much-needed win.
Yeah, really pleased. It was an enjoyable day. I think a day that felt a really long way away during rehab, but yeah, I'm glad that I put the hard work in to get back to this point and be a part of what we're trying to achieve with the lads, because although I've not played very much, I found the club a wonderful place to be, full of really good people, so it's glad to be a part of it again.
And as we've heard off camera just there, the lads are clearly pleased to have you back as well. How much have you made sure you're around the squad even when you've been out during that rehab period?
Yeah, I think that's the most difficult part of being injured. It's quite a social environment being a footballer and being around a group of 30-40 people every day, and when you're injured your schedules are sometimes different and you don't see them as often as you'd like, and you perhaps don't feel as much of a part of things as you'd like to. So yeah, it's been nice to be back involved and be involved with the lads again.
It must have been quite difficult then to deal with the setback in January when you thought you'd done your hard work.
Yeah, it was. To go through the rehab and look forward to getting back in the team and being involved with the lads and taking part again, for it to go so wrong again so quickly was quite difficult to deal with, really. I think I'm probably the most difficult injury I've had throughout my career, but yeah, I'm glad that I've stuck with it and I've enjoyed myself today.
A nice slow and steady comeback this time. Minutes for the 21s have obviously helped. How are the legs feeling after today, your first team return? Yeah,
they feel alright. I come off because they started to feel a little bit tight and didn't want to take any more risks than what I have done in the past. Yeah, but I've probably been back with the lads now for a month or so, training and building my way back in. So it was nice.
Nice to come back with a win as well. You must be very pleased to get those 3 points back on the board.
Yeah, I think today was important to get a result, really. I thought the performance was okay, but it was what we needed, the result, especially with two quick games over this weekend to keep us in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, the Easter period can really set the tone for the remainder of the season, can't it? So it's a very important game again on Monday.
Yeah, it is. I think to win today puts us on a nice momentum going into the home game on Monday. Bar recent weeks, our home form's been really good, so it'll be a game we'll be looking to take 3 points in again and really push on to the end of the season and finish in the top 6.
How much are you relishing the role you can play in these remaining weeks of the campaign?
Yeah, I think any game that I play between now and the end of the season will be a bonus for me. After the second injury, it's probably looking really difficult to play much for the remainder of the season. But yeah, I'm glad I've got myself back into contention, and hopefully I can be of some value between now and first week of May.
Well, I bet you're really looking forward to getting back to Pride Park. Then it's been a very long time since you've played there now.
Yeah, it has. It's been really frustrating having to go and watch the lads play in our great stadium with the full houses every week, which was why the reason I wanted to come here in the summer. So yeah, it would be certainly nice to experience that again as well.
James Chester there, and we'll find out in a couple of hours whether he starts again for Derby this afternoon. Well, today's opponents, MK Dons, only missed out on automatic promotion to the Championship last season on the final day by a single point. This season, they're fighting just to stay in League One. It's a fight that cost previous manager Liam Manning his job just before Christmas. MK Dons were 6 points from safety when he was sacked. It's taken replacement Mark Jackson a little bit of time to find his feet, but a 5-match unbeaten run, including 3 wins on the bounce, did finally see them move out of the bottom 4 recently, though the cushion to the relegation zone remains at just 3 points. I've been talking to Toby Locke, sports editor for the MK Citizen, about Jackson's impact at the club.
Well, it was a baptism of fire for him, really, coming in a couple of days before Christmas, and we all know what the Christmas period's like. It's a madhouse at the best of times, so to change the manager at that time of the season was a bold move, and it took him a little bit of time to find his feet, obviously coming into a side that was misfiring and pretty much lacked what he needed to get them all singing from the same hymn sheet. There was huge holes in the side. There were obvious shortcomings from the recruitment process that happened over the summer. So Mark had a massive job on his hands just to sort of settle the ship a little bit in those initial few weeks. And they didn't really find their feet until the last few weeks, to be quite honest. It was up and down. There were times when everybody wondered whether or not it was the right appointment. But at the moment, it feels like they're at least sailing in the right direction now.
It is such a contrast to last season when they finished third. They missed out on automatic promotion by just a single point to Paul Warne's Rotherham, ironically. And Liam Manning's been talked about as one of the up-and-coming young coaches in the game. Did anybody see a season like this coming?
No, I think there was a level of complacency, to be quite honest, with the players that Don's lost. You can tot it up and think it's around, it's almost 20 million quid's worth of players that Don's lost over the course of the summer. And when you take that out of a League One side, you're never going to be able to replace it like for like, are you? So it was a massive, massive blow. I think for the best part of the team, it's still the structure there. There's still an awful lot of players who made the cut from last season to this season. But those were the players who were almost the accent pieces to the main guys in the team from last year. So losing all of the stars and the big players from last season really hit them an awful lot harder than I think a lot of people expected. And given the model that Dons have, it's very much try and go out and find diamonds in the rough in hope that they polish up well. They've not polished up well enough this season, and it's been a real struggle. And I think it was a real eye-opener for the recruitment staff, who dropped the ball massively. They caused all of this, and that's where an awful lot of the blame lies, not so much on the shoulders of Liam Manning or indeed of Mark Jackson should the worst happen to MK Dons this season. I think an awful lot of that pressure and blame for what's happened this season lies on the team above them.
And I have to ask, how's our old mate Bradley Johnson getting on? I saw that he was in the dugout for a cup game.
Yeah, that's it was a mad story, that, actually, because Dean Lewington obviously took over in the interim between Liam Manning leaving and Mark Jackson being appointed. But Louis needed hamstring surgery, and the fact that he initially put off the surgery to take a Papa John's game against Bristol Rovers meant delaying it further. And the only other opportunity he had was the night when Dons was supposed to play Leicester in the Carabao Cup. So with no manager and no caretaker manager, it was basically, right, who fancies a day in the dugout? And Brad, bless him, he put his hand up and he took it on the shoulders. And I don't think anybody ever expected, when signing Bradley Johnson in the summer, that he would be stepping into the dugout to take over, because he'd be third choice in that job anyway. But yeah, he's one of those players who you can tell has been there, seen it, done it. He's a big voice in the changing room. He's a big voice on the pitch. He usually comes on with about 20 minutes to go and, orchestrates and likes to chuck himself into a challenge. I think he came on for 3 minutes on Saturday, and he already managed to get in a fight, have a crunching tackle, have a strong word with the referee, shove someone on the ground. And you think that's what sometimes you need in gritty League One games. And, he's added a couple of goals in as well, some important ones. He's one of those important pieces of the cog that I think sometimes gets overlooked.
Well, that sounds like our Bradley. I'm sure he'll get a good reception if he's involved for MK Dons against Derby today. Let's hear from Derby boss Paul Warne now, talking to RamsTV after Friday's win at Forest Green.
Yeah, pretty pleased. Pretty pleased. I thought we started the game really well, obviously scoring early on, but we could have been 3 up in the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then in fairness to Forest Green, they defended really well and made it difficult for us. And look, they have 2 centre-forwards that aren't centre-forwards. One of them's a sitting midfielder, but they're both midfielders. They drop in, they overload the middle of the pitch, and it makes it difficult. And they did make it difficult. We limited to not many clear-cut chances. After saying that, I thought Nat was unplayable. Like, the balls he kept putting in were a joke, and they're goal balls. And, you know, we created enough chances to win handsomely, but until you get your second goal, nothing feels comfortable. So, and then obviously we had a few fallers in the game, and then, you know, buzzing that Didsey got a pressing goal. That's like worth 2 in my eyes. And then, but we finished the game with a real ascendancy. But by then, we'd sort of, you know, killed their spirit. The second goal was a big turning point. But up to then, you just never know. There's an opportunity. So yeah, pleased to win, pleased to get a clean sheet. It's nice to win. Obviously, we're all in it to win. We're not in it to feel bad about ourselves every 5 o'clock every Saturday night. So yeah, it's Good Friday today before you tell me. But yeah, pleased. Get on the bus as quickly as we can and rest up and try and go again Monday against the good MK side.
On to MK Dons on Monday then at Pride Park. If you could get back-to-back wins, that would just extend that sort of momentum swing back the other way, which I know you've absolutely craved.
Yeah, and like we said to him before the game, look, you know, winning 3 points here is no different than 3 points at Sheffield Wednesday or at Wickham, or you've just got to pick up wins. And it's a big win today. And I said to the lads, like, you know, I don't know if I did actually say it out loud, but I said it in my head that, like, if you don't get 4 points from these 2 games, it's going to be difficult. However, it does depend on how the other results go as well. But it does set us up for a good home game. And like I said, MK aren't the team that possibly their league place shows. So we know they're going to be a really tough arse. They always seem to be when I play against them. So yeah, go into Monday, but it goes in with a boost. It's lovely to win. It's lovely to get on the bus. Like, we can watch golf on the way home now and not feel bad about ourselves, which is great. And the lads can go home feeling good and think, right, you know, you just don't know how the next few games will go. You don't know that we've gone from that to being excellent on Monday, outstanding on Saturday, sexy as out the following week, and then we're cooking. You just don't know. But wins help, and just swing momentum, swing mood, swing belief. Like, obviously I'd thank all the fans for coming, although that's the smallest amount of fans I've ever seen for us.
And that was 1,300.
You're going to tell me because they're limited, don't, before you all get sensitive about it, but they didn't seem as many. But I liked it. And if you're one of the 1,300, you've got the golden ticket, haven't you? So appreciate it. And obviously the lads appreciate it big time.
There he is, Derby boss Paul Warne. There's another 4 round of fixtures in League One this Easter Monday. Almost all of the sides in the promotion mix are at home. That includes Bolton's game against Cambridge, Peterborough's clash with Exeter at London Road, and leaders Plymouth against Lincoln. Portsmouth and Wickham both play sides in the bottom 4. Ipswich, the only top side on their travels today, they're away to Cheltenham. And here at Pride Park Stadium, Derby County will welcome MK Dons for just the second time ever. And if you can't be at Pride Park Stadium this afternoon for the game, you can watch all the action with us on RamsTV. We're available worldwide this afternoon, including in the UK. So get your Game Pass now at dcfc.co.uk. Matchday Live with you from 2:30. I'll see you then. Goodbye.
In by Harahan. And there's the response from Derby. There's no flag this time. And it's Hayden Roberts with his first goal for the Rams. Lifted in by Harahan. Oh, it's shot for Collins. The referee has given